Hey yo, what's good, everybody? Peace. This your man Big Mike checking in, Real Talk TV, giving y'all that real talk all the time. You dig? All right. So before I get into my topic, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, the viewer who are watching. I want to say welcome to my channel. If you are not yet subscribed, and also if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the like button. Let me know what you think in the comments. I would appreciate it. Please like the video. I mean, if you really resonate with the topic or what I'm saying hits home, or if you just like the content, like what I'm saying, just like the video, man. Show your support. I would appreciate it, all right? Anyway, I'm going to get into my topic, man. I've been doing some thinking this morning after I had my little breakfast, and, I was just kind of reflecting on my life and what all I've seen in my lifetime and how I've seen the world shift in my lifetime. You know what I'm saying? The world went from a place of respect, dignity, pride, and all of that seemed to go out the window nowadays. You know what I'm saying? People aren't the same anymore. You know what I mean? Like, people don't care for one another like they used to. Like, when I was growing up, people actually cared for one another. Neighbors looked out for each other. You know, children were more well behaved. People got involved more. You know what I'm saying? Now it seems as though everybody want to stay to themselves, especially with this whole COVID thing. That's really impacted the world a lot in terms of how much we bond with each other. People are definitely more distant and not as cohesive as they used to be. So noticing that, I was just realizing to myself, like, man, I was born in an era where, and all you 70s, 80s, early 90s babies can attest to this. Those of y'all who were born after 1995, I don't know what to say about y'all. I'm joking, man, but my Lord, in a way, I'm kind of serious, though. It's like, the younger kids, man, I don't know what's up with these young kids, man. Like, what happened? What happened? Like, look at Tupac, right? For example, I wanted to use him as an example. Look at his mindset when he was 21 years old, 22 years old. That's the way a lot of the older generation thought. Those who born in the 60s, 70s, early 80s. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had the mindset of our elders. Our elders were more involved with us, so therefore we had a lot more wisdom at an earlier age. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had Big Mama in them. We had Big Papa, Big Grandpa. You know what I'm saying? With the cigar in his mouth. If you from the South, you know that about that grandfather with that cigar in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Just a man. You know what I'm saying? We're not ready to get his hands dirty. Don't care about any of that. Not these low pretty boy metrosexual dudes we got running around with skinny jeans on nowadays, man. We had like manly men back in the days, you know what I'm saying? And those manly men and those women who were more old fashioned, like Big Mama. Big Mama like instilled in the younger women how to, carry themselves with respect. You know what I mean? So those of us who were born in that time frame, like 70s, 80s, early 90s, man, like, we were born at a special time. I hope y'all realize that. I always think that to myself, like, I was born at a very special time. I was born at a time where I was able to see the world shift. You know what I'm saying? Like, from this side all the way to that side. Like, a major shift in the world. You know what I'm saying? From what it used to be to what it is now. And so I would like to think that if you were born in the time frame that I just described, 70s, 80s, early 90s, we have a great responsibility, man. We have a great responsibility. I hope y'all realize that. That's what I truly believe, that we have a great responsibility. We've been taught a lot of the knowledge from our elder people. Like I said, old people that used to be, old people have changed. You know what I'm saying? It's not the way it used to be. Like, 50 years old back in the 80s look different from 50 years old now. 50 years old now, people trying to stay looking young, people afraid to get old. Back in those days, 50, you old. You know what I'm saying? Like, you chilling. You ain't trying to stay and impress nobody no more. Those 50-year-olds were different from today's 50-year-olds, man. 50-year-olds nowadays still want to be in the club. They still want to chase young girls. They still trying to look young for the guys. In case of a woman, they just afraid to accept that role of growing old. We all grew old. You live long enough, you're going to grow old. You know what I mean? And I'm just basically saying that, like, We've been given a great responsibility to carry on the knowledge from the elders to the youth nowadays, because the youth nowadays need that. The youth nowadays need the knowledge. And those of us who have it need to not be hesitant to pass it on to them. These kids, look at these kids, man. These kids are lost. They're lost, man. They don't know their left from their right. They don't know their asshole from their mouth, man. Like, these kids, a lot of these kids are just running around angry, misinformed. And instead of trying to go to the club with these kids, teach these kids, man. Like, you gotta still be relevant to these kids, because they're not gonna relate to you if they don't feel like they can relate to you. Or they're not gonna try to relate to you if they don't feel like you're relevant or you can relate to them. So embrace them, be warm to them, but don't try to act like them. We got too many adults now trying to act like the younger generation. We're not kids anymore. We need to put the childish stuff aside. Yeah, it's okay to be fun-loving and have some fun, but know where to draw the line. You can't try to be these kids' friends. We got too many adults now trying to be children's friend. You're not their friend. If you're a parent, you're not their friend. Even if you're an adult, I'm not friends with no children. Yeah, I embrace the children, I love the children, but at the same time, the children need to learn respect. The children need knowledge. That's what I'm there for. I'm not there to be their little buddy and their friend. So, like I said before, we had Big Mama. Those of us who were born in the 80s, man. We had our grandmama, like the old-fashioned grandmama. My grandma used to snap peas in the kitchen to get dinner prepared. Nowadays, there's microwavable bags. The hard work has been replaced now with everything that's convenient and easy and quick. And people don't appreciate nothing no more. My grandma used to start making dinner around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning. She would already have dinner. She would already be preparing for dinner. She had breakfast around 8 o'clock or whatever. And by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, she's getting dinner ready. She's picking green beans, seasoning her meat. And that's been I've carried that on. Like, I'm more of a home cooker. I don't really like restaurants that much. I'd rather cook and eat at home because of her. It's a lot healthier. But anyway, I say all of that. I digress from my point. If you, like I said, are in that group I just described age-wise, man, stop trying to be these kids' friends and teach them. They need y'all. They need us. We've been born at a special time. Like I said, we saw the world shift, man. We saw the world shift from what it was to what it is now. These kids that were born, let's say, in the early 2000s, they don't know the world as we know it. They don't know Big Mama. They don't have Big Mama no more. Big Mama gone. The grandma's now trying to be in the club with their grandkids and trying to still look young, stay fly. They're not embracing their role anymore. So it's up to us who were born in that time frame. Like I said, if you in your late 20s, 30s, 40s, early 50s, man, we got a great responsibility. Because without the knowledge that's been passed down to us, these kids in trouble. They don't carry themselves with the same dignity and pride and maturity like they once did before. I think that's pretty evident. Listening to what's even in the music nowadays. Rappers back then, I'm gonna just make this point also. Look at the way music has changed. Those of us in the 80s, we listened to Tupac, we listened to LL Cool J, we listened to Nas, people like that who were intelligent and had a real message, man, like had something to really teach the younger generation. Yeah, they knew how, they still rapped and they still said things, certain stuff, but for the most part, they knew how to turn that art into edify. They knew how to make it, they knew how to teach and edify the generation as well as entertain them. Whereas now these rappers just talking about drugs all day and sipping lean, and no wonder these kids crazy, man. No wonder these kids, and shooting people and killing. No wonder these kids crazy. Hey, that's all I got. I don't want to talk any more than I already have. But I'm going to close with, man, look, embrace the kids, man. Especially if you were born, like I said, in a generation which I just described, 70s, 80s, early 90s babies, man. We got a great responsibility. We were born at a really special time. The world did not remain one way our entire life. Like, we were born in a time where we saw a shift. This is a shift in the world that's happening right now. From the way it used to be back when we were coming up, like getting spankings. There you go, getting ass whippings. Kids don't even really get that no more. Back when we were growing up, we got our ass whooped. Our parents didn't play that. Your grandparents didn't play that. When I was coming up, even a neighbor would get something on your ass if you got disrespectful with them. The neighbor, the school teacher would pop you with the ruler one time to let you know you're getting out of line. Try that now. These kids will call the cops on you before you can blink twice. And some of them might even kill you. I mean, well, without the discipline, man, see why these kids acting the way they acting now? And see why, even though our generation had their troubles, it was far less than what it is now. People were more well behaved and disciplined and were actually taught something, actually had the fear of elders in them. Them kids don't fear nothing no more. They running crazy, man. And it's up to us to guide these kids in the right direction. If we don't, we failed. That's all I got, man. This is homie Big Mike checking out. Y'all be blessed, man. Have a good one.